Hi Art Witches, Emily here, and in this session I'm sharing something I like to do every new moon to help guide my goals for the month, and generally just a witchy check-in with myself. So this is a new moon reading, and what I do is before I do my card reading, I write out a couple of questions in my beautiful journal that our very own Vanessa made. And for this session I have the following prompts or questions for my cards related to the new moon. So the new moon is all about new, obviously, and bringing forth new projects, new ideas, new energies you want to bring into your life. So my questions are: what do I need to release? What new energy can I bring in? And a theme of this month, as well as a goddess guide for the month. So I've used 3 different sets of cards, a mix of tarot and oracle. My tarot deck is the Wild Unknown, and then my 2 oracle decks are Earth Magic and the Goddess Oracle. So they are all very beautiful cards, very rich with imagery. And what I tend to do is just kind of go through all my cards, touch them all, imbue my energy into them, do a very bad job of shuffling, and then just pick whatever card speaks to me. So once I've done that, I journal in my card readings journal for a bit and sort of muse on what the cards mean for me. And then I go into my grimoire and I will be writing down my intentions for the month. So I release perfection, I invite perception, lots of P's here, I am radiant, I am open, I am nurtured, and I nurture, and there we go. The process I'm using for this journal spread is one of my go-to favourite ways to art journal. So I'll actually be covering up my intentions for the month with a nice mixed media piece. So what I am doing first is gathering images that speak to me, keeping in mind my various different intentions I've written down here, and essentially just chopping up and tearing up and adding bits to the page to create a first layer of collage. So now where I have adhered everything just with a glue stick, I am using some clear gesso to go over the top of my collage and bring everything back to one layer. If you have seen any of my other tutorials or seminars, you will know I'm a big fan of clear gesso. My brand I use is Liquitex, and I love the gritty, toothy texture that it provides. And because I'm using a lot of glossy papers here and different textured papers, it just brings everything back down, so then I can go ahead and paint over the top of it, and it doesn't matter about anything seeping through or sliding off any glossy images. So once everything is dry, I get out my art supplies. So I am using watercolours and acrylic ink and a bit of liquid metal, and of course my witch's broomstick paintbrush. And really here my process is very intuitive. I'm not particularly thinking about what I'm doing or how I'm applying the paint. I picked this colour scheme because it seemed quite fitting for the new moon. I really wanted quite a dark colour scheme and in very mystical, magical colours, so lots of purples. The acrylic ink I'm using is an iridescent ink, and it's absolutely beautiful when mixed with watercolours. It adds some really lovely shine and a sheen to the page, so you will see me soon adding that onto this as well. And what I like to do when I'm doing spreads like this, because of course the images are taken from magazines or books that I have, I like to try and edit them slightly. So what I'll be doing with the lady holding up the bird is I'm going to be kind of going over her skin and adding that iridescent ink to her to make her look a bit more ethereal, a bit more fae-like, with those butterfly wings. And I added that horse because I really wanted to add a unicorn into my spread. I don't know why, it has nothing really to do with my card reading, but I just felt like adding a unicorn, and you will see later on all of the beings in this spread become unicorns in their own right. With this spread, my finishing touches are to grunge this up a little bit with some splatters and drips. So I've loaded up my paintbrush with a lot of water and a bit of watercolour. You can see here I'm just tilting the page to run it down and add some of those nice grungy ink stains. I love adding splatters and drops to all of my art. I feel like it adds a really cool effect, and I also quite like the lack of control that you can have with it as well. It's sort of like your art is taking on its own mind, and you'll see here I am blotting some bits where some of the paint's gone on the figure's face, or it's just a little bit too saturated. But yeah, that's more or less the finished piece. So Thank you very much for watching and joining me with this new moon card reading art journal page. I would love to see if you create any pages from your tarot or oracle readings. Do feel free to share them, and I'll see you soon. Thanks, bye!